What's going on, you guys? Ghost here, just talking with UCLA Washington. This was a good game. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I was wrong. I will happily eat some crow after a win. Why? Because I thought this was going to be a loss. Not because I'm pessimistic, not because of that. Before the season started, I had this game as the one to circle. I know people will say Oregon playing USC is the bigger game. I was thinking outside the box. I thought this was going to be the trap game of trap games. I mean, okay, we lose to Oregon, fine. They're a good team. Lose to have a game, a brain fart to Arizona State or Utah, fine. That's going to happen. But Washington, I was thinking this game was the danger one because of the idea. We've never seen Chris Peterson before. We have never... We haven't gone up to Seattle under Jim Mora, even though Jim Mora's up a Seattle guy. And this was the week before you play USC. That's what's the scariest part about it. Is I was thinking, oh, are they looking forward to USC a week early? And are they going to take the game seriously in Seattle? Which, thank goodness they did. I got to give credit to Brett Hundley. He looked smooth. And there was that one drive, I think it was the one where Mossy Johnson caught the touchdown. That was one of the best drives I've seen. And Washington had a good defense coming into the game, so I was kind of patient when it was like 14-0 and it was kind of early. I'm like, okay, there's hope. I thought it was going to be kind of a low-scoring game, and second half they traded points, but really this team dominated. I know the score is deceiving, and I usually am going to nitpick the second half or something, but no, not this night. I was very impressed with the team on all fronts. Some of it was the officiating. There was some questionable calls against UW, and it's nice to be on the right side of calls, but penalties were not as embarrassing as they were in the past. I know there's always going to be some. You're not going to be perfect. I can accept that. But Brett Hundley, I got to give credit to him tonight. That's two games where he looked better. The last week, it's like, oh, he ran the ball, he was running, he depended on his legs. This time he threw much better. Finally seeing that hype that maybe the magazines have talked about, because I have been very skeptical and critical of him over the time. But no, tonight he did a good job. And so did the rest of this team. I thought from everywhere and all points, I like the upside of this team moving forward. And then, of course, the USC game. Now that this game is over with, they can now look forward to USC and actually be focused. They played their best football, arguably, tonight, from all cylinders. I mean, that Arizona State game was a blowout, don't get me wrong, but there were some dumb throws and turnovers and stupid mistakes by ASU that made it look worse than it really was. This game, I thought, was complete. I mean, Ka'imi Fairbairn, he made 3 field goals. I got to give credit to him. It's weird to say that, but I'm giving credit to the kicker after me being critical of him. Well, that being said, of course, you got to get in the end zone, and hopefully we can get more end zone scores against USC. That'll be important. Yeah, we ran the ball well, we threw the ball better, and the defense, that first half defense, I was impressed. I know Washington, I think we ran with them at a good time. I guess I was wrong and overestimated them. I mean, they're up and coming. I think Chris Peterson's a good hire. It's weird to think. The last time a head coach voluntarily left the University of Washington before Steve Sarkisian was Darrell K. Royal, yes, DKR, left for Texas after 1 year in, I think, the 1950s or 60s. If you're a UW fan, please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the last time a coach voluntarily left up there, and they got Chris Peterson from Boise, which is supposed to be the big home run hire. I think he's going through some growing pains, getting used to what it's like to coach in the Pac-12 conference. But with time coming, I think they're going to improve. He's just got to get his own players, and eventually that will happen soon. Good thing is we ran into him in year 1, and he's got some things to fix. But Washington, they should be on the rise, I expect, very soon. Luckily, it's kind of fun. Jim Mora comes back to Seattle, coaches his first football game since 2009, if you're a Seahawks fan. Well, you might be a little frustrated Jim Mora gets a win in Seattle, but at least you got the Seahawks to look forward to, unlike me. So, yeah, Mora goes back to his alma mater, gets the win in Seattle, and I'll take it. This is a game where I'm not going to complain really one bit. Minor things to nitpick, but that's not a big deal. They won this game, and it wasn't one of those where they barely won or they barely squeaked it out. I was comfortable with this game. So you go into SC, the big games. I'm confident in Hundley. For some reason, he shows up against USC, and then other teams we've been kind of skeptical of. But when it's USC, these guys turn on the Jets. You hope for that to happen next week. And there's some talent. There's the offensive line. Yeah, they had their problems in the first half, but this game and this whole game was complete. I'll give credit where it's due. So good job, staff. UCLA 8-2. We're not a 7-5 team like I thought. Like I was saying a few weeks ago. I give credit. They adjusted themselves and game planned this accordingly. Now you got the big game against Steve Sarkisian's Trojans. So good job. Bow down to UCLA, I guess. Just kidding. And let's hope the big game against USC will be good next week. We'll see y'all later.